Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, Regis Kilbin is the name and Hearthstone is the game, and this is a deck spotlight on a deck I'm calling the Grimy Dragon Paladin, created by the ever-popular and professional player Kolento. This deck is getting two names because it really merges two kinds of decks, the Grimy Goons cards of Paladin from the Mean Streets of Gadgets and the buff cards in your hand, along with a core of dragon cards, namely all the dragons we're familiar with, the stuff like Bookworm, Blackwing Corruptor, Twilight Guardian, Blackwing Tech, those more body-oriented, board-oriented cards, but also adding in the card Dragon Consort, a card which hasn't been seen as often, but is clearly a pretty neat dragon synergy card available only to Paladin, and this deck actually finally makes good use of a card like this. But by combining those two kinds of decks, the Grimy Goons hand buff and the dragon style, this turns into a really interesting mid-range style Paladin that can do some pretty cool stuff, has a really smooth, powerful curve that essentially gives you something to do every turn, has some reactive cards, some defensive cards with stuff like your weapon and some taunts, and Tyrian Forging, of course, but also some proactive, interesting cards like Worgen Infiltrator, which is an incredibly unusual card to see in constructed format. But this card does two things. First off, it's a great preemptive way to stop small-time Buccaneers. Often if you play a minion down that you intend to trade into a small-time Buccaneer, the Warrior or the Rogue will just play a weapon and kill your minion and land that small-time Buccaneer. Or sometimes you'll have to use a weapon to kill a small-time Buccaneer and you'll take 3 damage. The Worgen Infiltrator essentially allows you to do a 1-for-1 trade. But also, a 1-for-1 trade when it's not susceptible to being killed, right? Because it's in stealth, so it's sort of guaranteed. But also, as a hand buff style deck, a Worgen Infiltrator might be a card that sits in your hand for 3 or 4 turns, gets hit by the Smuggler's Run, gets hit by the Grime Street Outfitter, gets hit by the, why can't I find him, the Grime Street Enforcer, and suddenly you've got a minion that is a 5/4 instead of a 2/1. And a 5/4 stealth for 1 mana is an insane card, just because the fact that it is also stealthed means you can do so much more with it and have so much more flexibility in how you utilize that card. So an interesting little addition to this deck. Kolento, of course, a master deck builder, so there's no surprise that this has some fun stuff like that. But I think this is a pretty neat list, and Kolento actually used this deck partially to climb to Legend this season, early in the January 2017 season. So since it's such an interesting take, and Paladin is not at all popular in the meta right now, in fact, it's practically absent in the meta. So just merely queuing up as Paladin at the time of this video's publication is going to give you an advantage over your opponents because they're not used to playing Paladin. They don't have any idea what kind of deck you're running or even supposed to be running. So they don't know how to mulligan. They don't know how to handle value decisions. They don't know how to trade into the board. This can also sort of feign a really aggressive hand buff style deck that looks like they really need to keep up with the board and use all their resources on removal, but it has a lot of mid to late game cards as well. So it's just an interesting list that's unlike anything else. It works, and all that said, I want to go ahead and take it out onto the ranked ladder to see it in action. So let's take the Grimy Dragon Paladin by Kolento and see how it plays. And I think in this process, of course, as always, we'll learn a little bit about mulligans and gameplay decisions and understanding how this deck best plays. I'm at rank 9 so far in the season, so we should get some pretty good matchups here. This is rank 9 very early in the season, so pretty strong players still at rank 9. It's mostly legend card backs at this point, and people still climbing up the ladder, so it's going to be fun, to say the very least. Got the deck tracker up here to help you guys follow along, see the card list, see our draws, be a little bit smarter about how we play. Okay, so Fairy Dragon's a fantastic 2-drop, particularly when you've got the Smuggler's Run to hit it. We have the coin too, so honestly this is a kind of intriguing hand, right? Because we can do stuff like Smuggler's Run, hit all these minions. We could even coin the Worgen Infiltrator immediately to have a stealthed 3/2 out onto the board. The question is that really necessary? What is the Druid going to do on turn 1 that would require that? The answer is maybe not much, so I don't know that this is a necessary card, but just because it's something that's playable and can absorb the buff, I think we'll keep it. The Twilight Guardian's not bad, but maybe just a tad slow. I'd like to see something a little smaller, but there's a risk here that we get something big too. Wicker Flame's good. It's another good card to buff, and it gives us a really smooth curve where we can be flexible with the Worgen Infiltrator as well. So it's nice that that was a minion too. That just means more value off this Smuggler's Run. Can't go wrong there. Max 4 minion value here early in the game. So one thing to note about this deck, there's not a lot of card draw. In fact, there's virtually 0 card draw. There's some card generation with the Nether Spite here, but you kind of have to play your minions and just play on curve and be smart about it, because you're not going to be finding any extra stuff laying around. So I think we'll just go ahead and do this. This lines up fairly nicely against early game minions as a 2/4. Not that Druid is likely to play much other than maybe a Jade Golem, but it does line up a little better against Jade Golem. The Fairy Dragon does apply a lot of pressure though, but this could give us more options with our curve, and we can just see what's up. Malygos is useless. Nefarian is another late game bomb. The question is this game even going to go that long? And I don't know the answer to that. So the Fairy Dragon, like, we already have a few of those. It is annoying for Druid to deal with, because, you know, they can't target it with Wrath or Living Roots, so they either have to hero power it or catch it with some swipes. So that's intriguing, but I think my heart says I just have to take Nefarian. I'm not going to coin out just yet. Just going to see what happens with his mana and see what he does before I make any decisions with the coin. But we can have a pretty powerful turn playing these 2 minions and just have a lot of damage on the board that he can't deal with. That's intriguing. He's really digging for cards, I think, is what that indicates to me. So I think I'll just go ahead and do precisely what I said. And we'll trade into this. We could coin the Finley, but I don't think it's necessary. The coin might matter on something like a 5-drop coming out next turn. This is really resilient to swipe. Like, what can he do with a swipe? Can kill a 2/3. The other 2 things survive. Wrath is good against this, but it's the weakest attack minion on the board too, so even Wrath isn't particularly exciting. Fandral coming down would be something we could deal with. Feral, that's the best answer to the Fairy Dragon, but he takes 4 damage, so it's not like it's a total waste. So Wicker Flame is pretty good still. We don't really need a heal, but it's just a good minion, right? 3/3 with Divine Shield. I think we'll go ahead and Finley first, just for mana's consideration. See what hero powers we get. I guess the Steady Shot is the best option here. We have the board. We have weapons in our deck, so I don't want to get stuck on a dagger needlessly when we might want a True Silver instead. The Steady Shot is just unavoidable damage that could eventually win us the game, because we are going to be applying a lot of pressure. So that feels the best. And we could Fairy Dragon and Worgen Infiltrator. It'd still be pretty resilient to swipe, but I think I just want to get this minion out to protect from any shenanigans, and it's just really hard for a Druid to deal with this. He can hero power the shield off, but that only leaves him 3 mana. This is just on curve. It saves me the coin still, in case I want a Bookworm or do something cool. True Silver would be a sick draw, just to clean that up nicely. Moonfire on the Worgen. Nice. So that definitely signals Malygos combo Druid. He's likely doing things like playing Aviana Cthulhu, or Aviana Coon Malygos type combo is the most likely outcome. Have some Gadgets and Auctioneers in this deck. We'll just get these bodies out, I think. And Druid has trouble dealing with a lot of wide bodies. And we'll just make this trade too, since we can do it pretty cheaply. It costs us a Finley, basically, but that's a very scary minion. The question is, do we want to go ahead and do the Fairy Dragon? Or do we want to save it for, like, Nefarian next turn? I think we want to save it for Nefarian. There's not enough advantage here. If he could do, like, swipe, innervate, swipe, he could almost clear our board if we played this, and it'd just kind of die for free. A turn 7 Nefarian is going to be very difficult for him to deal with. There's a question whether this needs to die or not, and I don't actually know the answer to that. Let's see what we get off Nefarian, and then we'll determine if we want to trade the 5/5 into that or not. I think we probably will end up doing so, just because it means it's more likely that Nefarian survives. Ooh, that's a good card just because it's damage. And it looks like we're going to be applying a lot of damage. So we've seen a Wrath. We've seen a Moonfire spell damage. We have like Living Roots that could kill this. Another Wrath. Obviously there are things that can kill this, but that means this is likely to survive too. If he's killing this, it's, you know, there's not what's left to kill the Nefarian essentially. We may end up starfiring the Gadget Zan just to deal with it. Wild Growth's only going to draw him 1 card. That's nice. It's going to put him on 10 mana, but his hand is, you know, even though he just drew a bunch of cards, his hand isn't exactly, like, threatening yet. So we'll just pop this guy. We don't have lethal yet. We're very close, right? We can do 10 plus 5. I'd put us on a 2-turn lethal with the Steady Shot. The thing is, though, it's just so risky to leave that Gadget Zan out when he's very unlikely to have removal for the Nefarian. So I think we'll just pressure. Oh, the True Silver's a lot of damage, too. I'm going to play this just in case it matters. It's probably going to die to, like, a swipe for free. But if it doesn't, you know, if he somehow has, like, a Mulch Wrath, this could make the difference because we have 4, 2, 2 is 8, right? So there's a chance this is relevant. And if he has a swipe, like, we're just throwing away a 1-mana card, so who cares? It's probably not going to matter. That's probably going to be for armor just to stay alive, but we might be close anyway. I think he's dead. Let's see, we have 10, 12, 16, 18. Yeah, he's just dead. So it actually was relevant that we played the Worgen. If we hadn't, he'd be alive. So, and it's good that we picked this hero power, and it's great that we picked Nefarian. We made some good choices there that weren't all super obvious. So cool, yeah. Good start there. Beating quests, too. Can't go wrong with that. So we'll give it another go. See if we can win some more. I like this deck. I think it's fun. It's cool. It's different. I mean, Dragon Paladin is something that always seemed right on the edge of being good. Just because Dragon Consort was such an interesting card. It's like an Innervate built into a Dragon card. But it never seemed like people could make it work. And who knows? Maybe this list is the answer. So here we've got a priest, very likely to be, in fact, a dragon priest. So this mulligan's tough. Like, I really like Blackwing Tech because it's so strong, but I think we have to get a little greedier in our mulligan. This dies so easily to stuff like Shadow Word Pain that even on 3 I don't think it's that good, and we don't have the coins. It's not like we can get it out really fast. I think we need to find better early game options than that. It's liable, though, that we pick up things like this, which suck. It's better, but we only have 2 minions in hand, so we can't cast that right now because they just both come way later. Like, we need this to get more instant value, in my opinion. 2-drop? No 2-drop, but this is the 3-drop we were going to get anyway. Fortunately for us, this is a pretty easy trade. Hopefully he just heals and doesn't do something like Wormrest Agent. Instead he's going to do Blackwing Tech. No, of course, Cabal Talon Priest. He didn't make the trade. That's interesting. I don't really think that signals anything, but it's still an intriguing decision. So again, I mean, we could do this in Hero Power and like have some really nice dudes, but it's just off curve. It's awkward. This is fine. He can kill it basically for free twice. We could make this trade preemptively, but that just allows him to Hero Power and then trade, and he still has a 3-1. So, I mean, he can get more value out of the heal. This way it goes back up to 3, but it could force his hand a little bit about how he handles the board. What is this? No trade. Just Shadow Word Pain. I think we called that. Thankfully, we have the True Silver here to tidy up a little. We could also Smuggler's Run into Blackwing Tech. That's sort of intriguing. It goes up to 6, so it would not die though with the board. We're also going to hit some very powerful minions coming out soon. He only has 4 cards in hand. I kind of like this better, just because it gets us out there a tad faster. And it means this minion's still kind of annoying for him. If we killed the 3/4 with the weapon, he could kind of just trade in for free. This becomes a bigger dilemma as a 4 attack minion for Priest. Plus, these are both 4 attack minions now. That's insane. This guy's a 5/5 that will make these 5/5s, unfortunately, but... Or 5 attack, I mean. But we can figure that out later. Oh, that is easy to kill. With our weapon. He's making some really intriguing decisions here going face. Like, what is about to happen? It's making me nervous. I don't get it. So, we'll tidy up. I chose to attack the 4 attack minion with my face and the 3 attack minion with the Blackwing, of course, because this leaves the Blackwing with slightly more health, which does not trade into the Twilight Whelp. This plays a tad into Holy Nova, but that's okay. It's just 1 minion, and we have pretty good follow-ups, so... It's a good answer, as always, but again, we have an answer for that, too. In fact, we have a pretty good turn. A pretty good turn. We're really low on health, but we can figure that out later. I'd actually leave this stealthed. There's some stuff he can do to kill it. His own Bookworm, for instance. He could use another Blackwing. So, leaving it stealthed, means we might get to trade it into a minion. Like, this is something that can kill a Draconid Operative 4 and 2. So that might be better than unstealthing it just for 2 face damage that's not very relevant. If he gets a free kill on it anyway. Or a Twilight Guardian, for instance. So, ooh, how big do we want to go on these buffs? We're gonna have a pretty awkward turn here, I guess. I guess we can Smuggler's Run into a Bookworm again. That's actually an amazing turn. What am I talking about? That's just a sick turn. I'm insane. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it's not that sick. It's not that sick because we don't have another dragon. No. But it's alright. We still would have probably ended up doing that just because it's a big dude. It's a little susceptible to death, but what are you going to do? Oh, I just saw like Tice or somebody do that on Reddit. Now I'm doing it myself. Sad. Alright, there's the other one. Now that we know that's gone, we can stop worrying about those totals. Don't play this, guys. But these bodies are just too good to pass up. Because this one's Battle Cry and this one's an end of turn effect. We're gonna play both of these, and in this order. So this comes out as a 7/7, right? A 3/5 2-drop's not bad at all if we can draw a dragon here. But you'll note we're out of cards. This is something I talked about. Like, we just played on curve constantly and we just ran out of cards. Dragonfire Potion is something I'd be pretty nervous about because my board is so sturdy and nice. He's not going to be able to kill this though. So, oh lord, I'm about dead though. Goodness. Sir Finley can fix that, can't he? I'm not going to be able to play this. I have to get value out of it, I think. But I need the body? Maybe I just need the body. I'm going to be at like 3 health after this. So let's play a dude. And then we'll Finley to refresh the hero power. Since I don't think we're going to play this, we clearly have enough mana regardless. Armor up will do. We need some health, so we'll take that. And we'll make what trades we can and then go face because we can't kill that just yet. Hopefully we're not dead. I mean, we have... God, this guy's getting so big. I think he'll have to trade this way. He's already used both Blackwing, so I don't know if he has a way to do 3 face damage or not. He's been hitting my face a lot, though. Oh my god, don't tell me we're dead. He's got a good trade, though. This way and that way. It's a good play, but at least we're not dead. We can recover from that. We can't recover from death. Oh, he just missed lethal! Didn't he? Oh no, we were at 8. He couldn't have done it. He had 5 and 2 is 7. Yeah. We're not... That was not lethal. Well, we're still close to dead, though. Jeez. That is awesome. Okay, cool. Gosh, do I have to... I think I have to play this just as a body, or I'm going to fall too far behind. It really sucks, but... I think we lose too hard if I don't. So this should probably heal for 3 this turn. If I attack this, he can heal it and then trade it in, and it goes down to 1 health. If I don't attack this, he can trade it in and then heal it and it goes to 3 health. I think I'm going to preemptively attack this. I know it seems weird, but it means it's at 1 health next turn instead of 3, probably. It allows him to draw first, which is a little risky, but it means that this minion is more likely to die next turn by the Finley trading into it again next turn. I hope that math made sense to you guys, but you'll see that it's stuck at 1 now. Oh, never mind. Nope, it's not actually stuck at 1. Gosh, I'm very close to being dead again, but still somehow alive. What do I need? Tyrion? Tyrion or bust? That actually keeps me alive, as far as we know. As far as we know, that keeps me alive for 1 more turn. My God, we're just scraping by. Oh goodness, this is bad. That could give him lethal probably. Is there any dragons that would kill us? I don't think so. Probably, but I'm not seeing it. I need what do I need? I need Tyrion, I think is it. Oh, that's brutal. Oh wow, he's making that trade. Cool. I don't even mind. That's so much damage. How can I get out of this? Dragon Consort will not keep me alive. We're done. That won't do it. He's got 7. That's tough. It's real tough. I'm not sure where we fell behind. I guess just on draws. I think just on draws. We were playing a big body every turn. He just had some good value plays. Oh, goodness. That'll do it too. Just some high value plays, stealing our 2/2, and I don't know, there might have been another way out of that game, perhaps, but it seemed like we just ran out of gas too fast. But we'll keep going. We'll see some more, see how it goes. I got faith. I'm really close to 500 wins on Paladin, so the fact that I'm playing Paladin on ranked is very exciting, as you'll see here. If you win 500 games in ranked mode with the class, you'll earn a golden hero. I think I'm at like 465 or something, close to that. Can't quite see it, but real close. So that'll leave me with, I think, Rogue, Mage, and Shaman left. The only 3 classes I won't have golden, I think. I'm not sure. I'm really far on Rogue. I'm not even close. So this is a Druid again. I think we need to get off to a relatively fast start with solid minions. Wicker Flame, I don't think is even good enough as a 3-drop. Let's try to find some better stuff. The likelihood of coming up totally empty here is pretty low. That's not too bad. We can work with this anyway. I don't know if this defender is going to get value, but we'll see. It may not even be worth it to Smuggler's Run yet, just simply because we're not going to be playing anything anyway. So what's the advantage of smuggling, right? Like, we can wait. I could play this on 2, but we don't have a dragon yet, so I don't know if I'm going to. I'd only play if I had a dragon. We have the coin, so we can be kind of flexible with the Smuggler's Run. I think I'm just going to hold it. I know that might seem like a weird play, but we can maximize our value a little bit. Is it worth the coin? Perhaps, perhaps not. He's thankfully getting off to a rather slow start. If we get a dragon, I'll probably regret not Smuggler's Running, because I'll play this anyway. No dragon, though. Yeah, I'm just going to Hero Power. Just going to pass again. Really want to find a dragon first. Getting a little greedy, admittedly, but... Ooh, that's something I need to kill. True Silver Champion, anybody? No. No true silver. But we can finally play this. So I think I'll just go ahead and Smuggler's Run, hit all of these dudes, and then we'll Nether Spike to see what we get. I think we go with the other consort. We could do 2 consorts for 8 mana. That'd be pretty cool. Crusher doesn't seem too bad either. Be a 4 mana play. We can do this next turn, then follow it up with like a Crusher Sir Finley. But Scaled Nightmare is also something that Druid could have a heck of a time removing, and it's similar to the Crusher. It ramps up a little slower, but it's even harder to kill. So perhaps this is just the answer. We won't probably need to kill anything with it's more than like 4 attack soon, or at least when this is played, so perhaps we'll take this instead. Thinking about coining the Sir Finley, but the problem with that is I can't coin the Blackwing, but I can play the Defender on it next turn, right? So maybe I just coin the Worgen here, and it's a guaranteed Defender target. Steals the Blackwing, it steals the Dragon, but it's just, I want to kill this brand as soon as possible because it makes me really, really nervous. Because he's probably going to play a Jade here and get a double Jade. Not Aya. Anything but Aya. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty bad too. It's not quite as bad as Aya, but also pretty bad. Yeah, so I guess we'll do this just to kill the Jade. Unfortunately, the Worgen's going to die in that trade. Pretty much for free. So is there a better route? Still gets a 3/4 out though, which is pretty nice on the board. This would still be alive with 2 health. This would be a 3/2. You could trade here. The 3/4 would be pretty tough to kill without hero power or swipe or something. The problem is like Grime Street into Sir Finley's not particularly exciting this turn. So I guess this is my best play. This is a card that doesn't line up very well with the decision we made, which is unfortunate, but was sort of unavoidable. Do we have to attack at all? That's a good question to entertain. I don't know that it's going to change our results, but it's a good question to consider. We probably didn't have to attack at all, but this swipe is just too good against a big board, so the more we can remove minions, probably makes his trades more awkward and a little more forced. So yeah, it looks like he's going to have trouble killing this. Unfortunately, he did get 2 card draws out of the Brand. That's why we wanted to kill Brand, but we can kill Brand now. I suppose we should. Makes this very susceptible to swipe, though. Man, would I rather him get extra Jade Idols or ruin my board with a swipe? Because these are going to be 5 and 2 if I hit the Brand. It's going to kill the Defender though if I go this way. I guess we go for the Brand and just hope there's no swipe. It's going to be brutal though. Is there another line? Can we just Dragon Consort? Hope to get this out next turn with something. Just play a big body and trade. I don't like this at all. Makes me really nervous, but I think it's more sound. I know we're playing around 1 card, but it just ruins us so much if he has it. Swipe's still decent against this, of course, but yeah, see, it would have ruined us. This at least forces him to hero power or make an awkward trade. We got a little more out of our turn that way. We still were able to kill 1 minion, which we were going to do anyway. It's obviously the least valuable of the minions, but... So, we have 6 mana. This guy's 4. I think it's just too slow, though. We're going to be dead. So in other words, we can play like the Blackwing into the Fairy into the Sir Finley. Blackwing just doesn't do much, though. It doesn't kill anything. This keeps me alive for a little bit. We could Grime Street into Shield Master. Has 6 health, these have 6 attack. Could also just go ahead and play the Fairy Dragon. I guess that's a little better. This makes this cost 6 again, but again, I don't know that it's fast enough in this game. I need to be able to start killing this stuff. This is likely to live, I think. I don't know. He just used swipe. Hopefully there's not another one. That would be really rough. But I think this guy might make some good trades. We'll see. We need to stabilize soon and actually pull ahead soon. Fortunately, this 4 health stuff has just broken this card. We still haven't drawn Tyrion. A Bookworm would have been nice too. We could have killed this Bran a while ago. Look how much early game we missed. A lot of early stuff. A lot of mid-game cards drawn too. Alright, I like that. That's a slow turn. It's very scary that he has cards, but this is a pivotal I almost said pivotable. But this is a pivotal tempo turn, I think. The Innervate is a little bad, because that means he can do something, but... Feral Rage and Living Roots. Man, that's a good answer. Why do Druids have so much removal? He's going to hit 6 to face, I think. Or is he going to trade? He's trading! Wow, I think that has to be a mistake. This gives me such a good board back. That just has to be a mistake. I can't imagine trading is right there. He's so close to killing me. As much as I want Fire Blast, I think we have to armor up, because we're just going to die eventually to stuff, right? There's a Malagos coming. There's other junk coming. We need to stay alive somehow. So this is a pretty meaty board. Like, this is a 2-turn kill if he doesn't deal with this stuff, and it's hard to deal with. Like, he just used some removal. I can't believe how well that flipped up for us. Mulch! They don't always run it. He's running it, obviously. Oh, that's not going to help at all. We don't have any spell damage. That's just a really expensive 2-drop. Alright. Do I play both of these or do I just get the Nightmare? He just mulched, so I guess I have to play this, right? This thing's going to go nuts. And I have to make this trade. It sort of sucks because this is pretty easy target now for Wrath, swipe. But if he spends mana here, it's less mana to spend on this guy. Oh, this is going to go to 6. It's going to be a perfect trade. It's perfect. I need to get a dragon to taunt up to protect this target. Like, I have to draw a dragon here. Oh, Lord. Oh, interesting. Wish I had mana for both. My god, how good would that be? So if I go here, this is going to have 6 health left. I guess I just hit 9 to face. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I do. Because if he can't kill this, he has to trade both of these in. It's just going to give me the most value. If I go here, it's like... he can just kill this with Wrath. If I go, I mean, he can kill Wrath anyway, but I get 6 free face damage, so I think this has to be right. I'm real close to dead is the real risk, right? Like, he only needs 5 damage to kill me, so we'll see. We'll see. Kind of taking a risk here, but I think I have to make the game-winning play, not the not-losing play. Oh, he had lethal. He just missed lethal. He has 11. That was 4. That's 15 and 16, and we had 16 health. He just absolutely missed lethal. It's good for us. This is not a great draw, though. We're just falling behind again. Saving that for a dragon. Yeah, he just missed lethal. Swipe was 4. Hero power was 1. That's 5, and he had 11 on board. We had 16 health. Oh, we're just going to lose. Shoot. We're going to lose, boys. Can't keep up with this stuff. It's just too fast. We got no answer for these things. We got no... like, Tyrion is... oh, I was going to say, Tyrion's my best shot just because he gives me damage. But we might even be dead to the board. No, we've got 19 health. I just don't think we're going to have time to survive enough for the weapon to hit him for 15, right? Maybe a Deathwing off another Spite just in time, something like that could happen. Wicker Flame buys us time. Any dragon buys me time because of this taunt, but his minions are just getting so big right now. He's thinking a lot. I mean, he's got a pretty obvious trade here. Just the 1/1 to pop the shield, the 7/7. It's a clean kill. He can go 9 to face. Wonder what he's thinking about. You know, drawing cards, this fatigue is going to come up before too long. He's going to be at like 4 cards after this. Fatigue damage could be relevant if he draws with this gadget's hand long enough. What did he get? What's that? Wrath? Yeah, that saves him some damage. But it draws him real deep into his deck. Did he get these attacks off? I feel like he didn't have time. He didn't get everything off. That doesn't help me any. I needed a dragon to taunt. He's got 11, 16, 17. We're at 16, so I had to get a taunt here to win the game. How many dragons did we have? 1, 2, 3. Just 4. So we had 4 out of 15 odds. Not honestly that great. So there's no trades here that help me. We're just dead. Unless he misses lethal again. He's got to have 75 different ways to kill me up there. This is going to be a tough loss. I'm not happy about this one. Not that I think there was actually anything different to do. He was able to swing back control with all these big Jade Idols. We just couldn't do enough. And it's not like we traded into them. We went face when we're supposed to. Had to apply pressure and just hope that he couldn't keep up with us. But just had enough removal and enough big bodies to make it work. What? Do we really need this? Like, we all know how Jade Idol works, Mr. I'm. We've seen it before. I think you can find lethal. I think you can spot it. The Jade Idol show here. For those of you that don't know, I don't like to concede. Just let people play their cards, do their quests, have fun. But this guy's taking it a little far. We've all seen Jade Idols. It's not our first day. It's gonna be 12-12 Jade Idol. You don't usually get that big. Of course, they wouldn't have this game either. Usually a 7-7, 8-8 is more than enough to win the game, it seems, in my opinion. Alright, so that's actually going to wrap it up for me and the Grimy Dragon Paladin by Kolento. I like the deck. We won a game, obviously. We lost 2 games. Both just seemed like we ran out of gas and ran out of answers. We were able to keep building the board, but, you know, against decks that build the board better than you, like Jade Idol Druid, for instance, we couldn't keep up. It's not like we were making bad trades. It's just they had more value than we did with less mana, right? So that's how you win at Hearthstone. So I don't know if it's a tempo issue, if it's maybe we just got some bad mulligans. It never felt like we had the dream hand in those last 2 games. So if I had to say anything, it feels like the deck's a little bit inconsistent. It probably just needs more games to really see. You know, 3 games is obviously not the best sample size for testing a deck. But I see some merits. It feels strong. It's maybe not as good as something like Dragon Warrior, though, because it's just slower. It doesn't apply as much pressure, and it doesn't actually have as much answers because there's just less consistent weapons to kill off your opponent's stuff. So, I don't know, I guess a fun deck to try if you're really looking to do Paladin. You've got some Paladin quests. If it's your favorite class, if you're really, really close to 500 wins, like somebody else I know. I think I'm at, what are we at? 470, so actually really close now. Then this deck is certainly worth a shot. Obviously, Kolento plays it well, probably far better than me, so check him out as well. I can't recommend Kolento enough, obviously, one of the best Hearthstone players ever. So take his insights on this deck into consideration, even more so than mine. But all that said, if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, you guys know where to leave them. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, game on.